church, then we're going to the White House. Yeah. So please welcome Elizabeth Kucinich.
Well, thank you. It's always been such a great turnout at all these local events I've been doing today and yesterday. And it's so exciting to think that we've really got momentum building not only in this area but across California, the state of California, and also across America. I know that I've seen a number of faces of these things that have been happening, so that you know that the DFA poll last week, and guess what? Dennis won. Country resonate with Dennis's message, Dennis's platform, but more importantly, it's about having a leader who not only talks the talk, but walks the walk as well. Because we can see the spin and the double talk and rhetoric that other campaigns put out. Dennis is the one who solidly, for his entire political career, has stood for the same things. We're for an end to war as an instrument of policy, not just an end to the war in Iraq, which is why Dennis has been so strong recently on the issue of impeachment. If your candidates for president do not uphold the Constitution before they're elected, what can we expect of them once they are elected? If they're not willing to stand up for investigative procedures to go and look into the conduct of the vice president and or the president, then what is it that we can expect of them? Can we expect illegal wars of aggression from their administration? Can we expect that they will be responsible for 1 million innocent civilians in another country dying? Can we expect that they're going to be responsible for thousands upon thousands of our troops dying in other wars? What will it take for these people to really stand up for this country? To think outside the group think of either being a Democrat or Republican and really stand up for America. We've seen that Dennis is the only person who's willing to do that. He really does carry a copy of the Constitution around in his pocket everywhere that he goes. It's actually signed by Senator Byrd. And you know, this really is the message. It's about looking outside ourselves, looking to the greater good for nationhood, looking for and working for a very, very strong America, and having a leader that really has the integrity to stand with the American people and with the Constitution and with the values and the aspirations of the founding mothers and fathers to really carry us forward into a future, which is a future of peace and reconciliation with the world and peace and reconciliation with ourselves. This campaign is a vehicle that not only Democrats, Independents and Greens can get involved in, but we're seeing more and more that Republicans are too, because they really want to see the Constitution upheld. They really want to see our nation being claimed again. And so this is very, very exciting, not only from a political standpoint, but really understand. And this is what's percolating. This is what our government's doing at the moment, which is why Dennis and I are so engaged with the Middle East at the moment, with Syria, Lebanon, Israel and Palestine. Because we really need leaders who understand the relationships and understand the games that are playing, and also how the government is being manipulated here. How groups can take advantage of a certain way of thinking. That when we think a nation is strong when it has surveillance cameras, and a nation is strong when it takes away civil liberties from people, and when we think that a nation is strong when it just has military build-up and it spends most of its budget on weapon systems that will never use. That's not what makes a strong nation. A strong nation is one that invests in its people. A strong nation is one which conducts itself in international relations and has international relations policy and not foreign relations policy or foreign policy. We need a government that really does relate. And when we do that, we create the conditions for America really to be reloved in the world, so that we can finally have trade, renegotiate trade, so that it's based on workers' rights, human rights, and the environment. I'm sure many of you are very well aware of the WPA, the Works Progress Administration of Roosevelt, the program that really built this country, that brought this country up. We really need that again. We need a new WPA program to rebuild our bridges and our water systems. Why is it that we should have to resort to plastic bottled water, which is destroying the environment, destroying our aquifers, and really creating so much pollution and taking money out of our pockets? When the government really invests in proper water systems, we can trust the public source again. This is all part of a program which is to invest directly into the country and rebuilding the nation. We just have to stop funding weapon systems that generals will never use. We have to stop thinking about putting platforms in space. I mean, what's that? The ultimate high ground is the way that that 2020 project is. I don't know if any of you are aware of that. It's called Project 2020. And the government's already invested hundreds of millions of dollars in a weapon system that's in. At the moment, I really see in America, and I was very, very surprised, I must say, coming to America and hearing that America is the greatest democracy on earth, and then coming here and seeing that actually we have a structure which has the people working for the government, the people working for the government, and the government's very narrow interests of taking all of our wealth from the base and transferring it to the health insurance industry, transferring it to the oil industry, transferring it to the private contractors. And a strong America's foundation starts with you. And it starts with your family, and it starts with your colleagues and your friends. Thank you.
Yes. I recently ran across something that piqued my interest, and so I Googled it and looked it up on the internet. It's called New Democrats. It's an organization within the Democratic Party, but at the very top, the Washington elite Democrats. It's been in force for some 20 years or so, and what the information I read said was that they decided among themselves to change the direction of the Democratic Party to corporate globalization, and proceeded to do so. And of course the Clintons were up there at the very top. Everybody I've talked to has never heard of this tool to inform the American people about this group of elites who have taken it on themselves to redirect the Democratic Party away from populist issues that we have traditionally stood for and into, corporatization. When I went through the list of the members in Congress who were also members of the New Democrats, Dennis Kucinich's name was not on that list.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, thank you for bringing it up. I didn't actually know that it was the new Democrats. I knew that the role of the DLC, the Democratic Leadership Council, which is the corporate wing of the Democratic Party. There is this direction that says, the parties the Democratic Party just got to move further and further to the right, and now, totally off center. I mean, in the UK, to be quite honest, Dennis is very right wing, and so we have to see where the center of America is, and we have to understand what's happening.
It's all about freedom, prosperity, and peace.
When there is nothing that keeps us from caring, peace will come, peace will come. We'll have peace when we put all the pieces together. We'll have peace when we put all the pieces together. Yours and mine, no one left behind. We'll have peace. 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 Yours and mine, no one left behind. We'll have peace. We'll have peace. We'll have peace. We'll have peace. We'll have peace.
It's all about freedom, prosperity, and peace. It's all about freedom,